do you like that intro? Lame. So this video is long overdue. I'm jumping right into this. I've made this, what you see here, 5 times. And the problem when I make this multiple times is I forget what I'm saying and everything. So the videos all blend together in my mind. I need to follow the motto of one take, raw, keep it how it is, but I digress. So when I bought my Tesla 4 months ago, I started making all these videos about just the car, and I wrote all this stuff out in my vlogging notebook about what I wanted this video to be, and I thought this would be a 10 to 15 minute video. So I made it, and the video was 35 to 40 minutes. And since very few people watch my 10-minute videos in full length, I didn't know how many people would watch a 30 to 45-minute video of me talking about my Tesla. The answer is 0. So I'm splitting this video into 3 or 4 little segments talking about autopilot, the batteries, pros and cons, all of that stuff. But first I wanted to talk about Tesla as a company because it's one of the things I found most interesting about being a Tesla owner and running into people that have thoughts about Tesla. And there's 2 ends of that spectrum. They're either the people that are really interested in it, want to go for a ride, they love to own one, they think the company and what they're doing is phenomenal, or the other guys that think the company will be bankrupt in a year, they think Elon Musk is a wanker. You're welcome, Richard, that is a reference for you, and it's not going to last. I mean, if you look online, it's everywhere.
In our view, the company is likely to go bankrupt. Can't tell you exactly when, but that's pretty much our bare thesis on it.
These are the things he's put out there and said, look, if he can get these things right, he thinks he is way ahead of everybody else. And what I'm trying to understand is the market doesn't seem to be convinced. You've talked to lots of computer scientists and other people who specialize in this area. Do they look at this and go, wow, that's impressive, or something else?
Percent, I think, misses forecast.
Oh, clearly. I mean, this is, for the bulls, this is a disaster story in terms of that gross margin. You already knew what demand was in terms of growth, but it comes down to, can they do this profitably? You need to see something with a 2 in front of it. This is something that's definitely be a gut punch to the bulls in terms of that gross margin number.
Well, for starters, I think part of the challenge that we have is that the conversation's been a little too much around Elon per se. What's he tweeting? What's he smoking? What he's saying?
And I think if you look at it, Tesla right now is one of the most questioned, or just there's this mystery and this enigma in terms of what they're doing and what they're trying to accomplish. And I think it's that makes the company have such a opposite end of the spectrum kind of following. For me, think back to when you first saw the iPhone, when Steve Jobs pulled that phone out of his pocket and showed that phone to you. It was a paradigm shift in terms of phones. You had some cellular phone that flipped open and had the analog texting method. It was a shift in terms of what phones were, and whether you're an Apple person or an Android person, all of those phones and the phone you have in your pocket today is absolutely because of what Steve Jobs and Apple did. You don't have to love Apple, but that change in cell phones just changed the market forever. And that's what's going on right now in the car industry with Tesla. And that's why I think you get this huge shift in between people that are like the car or don't like the car. People think that your big companies, Mercedes and Ford and Acura and all these companies, they're the ones that should be producing cars. What's this billionaire doing producing a car? And what's Tesla doing? They have no business. And you saw when Tesla first came out, maybe you didn't, there were tons of issues with their manufacturing. The different body panels didn't match up, or the X-Wing doors didn't open properly. So they've had their trials and tribulations because they had never produced a car. But but you're seeing right now that it's kind of working. It's kind of getting people's attention. And if you look at what Tesla's doing at the end of 2018 when the Model 3 came out, the Model 3 outsold every car in its class. So Audi, BMW, Mercedes, Acura, all the cars in its class, it outsold all those cars combined. And this year in 2019 was one of the first years Tesla hit their production projections and exceeded them. So while it was a rocky road starting out, the company has kind of figured it out, and they're getting to the point now, especially with the Model 3. I mean, think back when in 2012 when Tesla came out, those cars cost $80,000, $90,000, $100,000. So the people that could afford those, it was a small number. Now with the Model 3, and I mean the Model 3, if you get a Honda Accord that has all the bells and whistles, you could have gotten a Tesla, Acuras, low-end Mercedes. The Model 3 falls in that price category, and it's a better car. There's the things that I would change about it, but it's a better car. And now you're seeing all these other manufacturers recognize that this is doable. An electric car with the battery technology and the charging stations that are out there, it has the ability to be an option for somebody that wants to go full electric. And Mercedes came out with a car. Jaguar has a fully electric car. Audi has an electric car. And just last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, Porsche came out with, I think, their first car that might compete with Tesla's Model S, which I will point out, it's competing with Tesla's Model S, which is a 2012 car. So their car here in 2019 is competing with a 2012 Tesla Model S. So I say that kind of joking because the other companies aren't where Tesla is. But I think what we've seen is that paradigm shift in cars. And I think while you might live on one end of the spectrum, I love Tesla, I hate Tesla, it's still in its infancy stage, and you're going to see this just swell of talk about electric cars with the big car companies. And Tesla's going to continue to press on, but I think it's going to be interesting, and I think you need to check out the other videos. So stick around. I need a cool exit strategy for my videos. And I got the lens right here. It's been a minute. I like this. Remember the first time I used to shoot videos? My videos, I actually had a visor like this. And everything I did was very monotone. There was no afflection in my voice. It was just, hi guys, this is Ryan. Thanks for watching. I don't know why I'm not blinking. Boom! This camera's autofocuses is so good. Autofocus! Look at that. It's got me. It's got this tracker over here and it's just following me everywhere. Look how good that is. Shoo! Hello? Hello? I know. I've been gone. Been gone a minute. It's the trend. I want to put over here like a music studio. I don't know why. I just think it'd be fun. Originally I was in my office, but my office is in the middle of the house and it's got glass doors, so I get people, Cameron, I'd be videotaping and here comes Cameron walking by, or I'd see Jackson in the window like waving, trying to get my attention because he needed a nap approved or something. A dog would bark, so I moved out of the office into the basement. It's a lot quieter down here, but now this is where all the water and drainage from showers and The washing machine is, dishwasher is going, the washing machine is right over here. It's a setup I have.